Why, hello everybody, welcome, my name is Rubydung, welcome to today's episode. As you can see, I'm over here with the main base, as always, but, I got all my little stuff cleaned up from last episode, and I did some reorganizing on some of my chests. It's just like a little bit of a small thing I've been going through here and just reorganizing a whole bunch of my chests. Some of them were getting extremely cluttered, so I went through and reorganize some stuff. I also found, like, for a couple of them, I was, like, storing some things in one place and the exact same thing in another place. So I was like, I just kind of went through off camera and redid some of my storing stuff, just because I felt like it. It's been a while since I did that, and I just kind of thought recently, like, ooh, I probably should do that. But, right now, what I'm wanting to do is, that a whole bunch of new items came out, in the last update. Another update came out today, update 1.5.1, in which case, very exciting, but, not as much to talk about with this one. They did some bug fixes, they fixed some things with, like, gameplay, but, like, nothing in-game to really talk about. The only real thing about in-game to talk about is how hoppers interact with furnaces, in which case I can talk about that a little bit, but what I want to talk about in particular is about hoppers. So this is the item that was added in the last update, very recent. But this is amazing because you might be wondering, ooh, why are you sounding so excited for this? Well, if I am to, is this okay? Yeah, no, it does. It just needs to be punched. Period. If I were to go through here and knock out this and put in this here. And if any mobs were to go into here, let's say, pick that up, probably when I actually reorientate this while I have the time, and put that there. In which case, they will move around, is there something up there? I can't tell. Kind of just have to wait for a mob to drop down here. They're all kind of getting caught up over here because of how I designed this thing. Spiders, just clog up the system terribly. Like, look at this guy. He's trying to get me because I think they can look through glass, so if I walk away, it should be fixing itself. I think it's fine now. No, the spider's still clogging the system. But what I'm wanting to do is hook up this. Okay, yeah, they're just drowning because the spider is clogging up the system. Once the spider dies, they should be able to move through here. Yep, just like that. In which case, a whole bunch of them will go through, and then they'll begin to go up, and they'll go up that system, and then they'll begin drowning. And once they're drowning there, a whole bunch of skeletons are going through currently, they'll begin to have drops after a certain point, because they'll drown, and they'll drop items. They're standard items. I won't get any of the special loot, because I'm not killing them. You only get special loot off killing them. Well, one of them just drowned, and some arrows fell down into here, meaning that I can fully automate all of my fully automated farms. So instead of running by and picking all of them up, it will just automatically harvest all of them. So as I just look here, slowly but surely this hopper here will fill up. But I don't have to be focused too much on just the hopper. I can put a chest here and it will file all of this into a chest. Or I can have a whole bunch of hoppers and have a line, and that will lead to a chest here that I can walk up to, pick up a whole bunch of items out of, and move that over into my main storage. I can also do some more finicky stuff. For example, if I wanted to move this water and have it be one higher and then have it be filed to here, I could do that. But I kind of want to leave this untouched because these walls here I haven't really done too much work with, but I already have that here. So I kind of want to keep the actual design of everything I've already designed intact while adding on things to stuff. Because if I build something, I don't like tearing it down. I kind of like the idea of it being a little bit hodgepodged, but what I'm mainly wanting is to kind of keep these here, but add stuff here, because I haven't done anything with this yet for some reason. It was very easy for me to fix this, but for some reason I just never decided to actually patch up this one hole, because I think I never came up with a good design. I wanted to actually see more of this farm, but I never actually, like, came up with a good plan so that we could see things. And I built this massive abomination over here that wound up, like, clogging up the site. So, by the way, this is filling up quite quickly, so probably should focus on fixing this. Also, if I remove flesh, that will allow for other things to happen, because I just throw out flesh at this point, so that is one of my things that I will be working on, but I want to go through here and figure out what all the farms I want to build that for would be, because I can build that for the tree farm, but there won't be very much use in me doing it for either of them. But if I come around here, I can actually go to the egg farm and set up an automatic thing for eggs. In particular, I'll just set it up here. I don't need to be having a whole bunch of eggs at a time, so I can just remove these 2 blocks and put into hoppers there. In which case, going over here, there's no other farms in either of these directions. Well, there's a cocoa bean farm, but it's fully manual. There's some automatic portions to make it easier on my life, but there's no actual fully automation thing, because I have to plant cocoa. You can't just have it automatically grow for you. Well, if I go in this direction, there will be a wheat farm over there that I can't do that for. I have the old passive mob farm stuff that I can't do that for. But if I head off in this direction, and over here is the cow farm, that is, once again, that's a manual thing, so I can't do it here. While this too is also manual, but I could easily make this automatic, very easily. So instead of it being button activated, I just have to put a timer behind both of these walls, in which case I actually have, if I punch out this wood here, I think I actually need to pick for it, yep. I actually have a little line here that I could run through and actually set up a timer up here. It would have to be very compact, but I can do it. So I can set up a little collection thing and a timer for today's episode. And over here, this one's going to be super simple. I would just have a hopper thing right here, and I can run up and collect the gold and rotten flesh. Can't do that for the sheep, can't do that for the villagers. But there are other hopper things that I would want to set up, continuing in my, I guess would be clockwise maneuver. Don't have any farms that I could do over there, because it's just my main base. Not my main base, but my main bed, even though I never sleep in it. Heading over here, we get the iron, in which case I want to set up a hopper thing all the way up on a higher floor, then maybe file it down here. Then over here would be the sugarcane, so I would want to hook the sugarcane up for that. So, with all of that in mind, I want 1 for the spiders, 2 for the eggs, then I'm going to want, that would be 2 for the gold, 2, or actually no, probably way more than 2. I think it would be 3 for the melons and 3 for the pumpkins, which is taking me up, actually no, I'm probably going to want 4 for the spiders, actually. I'm going to have to do a quick count off camera how many of these I'm actually going to be needing, between takes here. So, I am going to go around the farm and count up what I need for each of them and be back with you guys putting them all in place. Okay, I counted up the hoppers and counted up what I was all wanting to do for this, in which case what I want to do now is, for this is going to be a bit interesting in terms of shape, but what I'm wanting is, actually I can use a torch for this, I believe, correct? No, I can't. I actually have to use a piece of wood. So for here, I am having to go in and put that, this, and boom, I have the spider one nice and put into place. So that will all filter into this hopper right over here. Then, already put in that one. Then if I run all the way over here and duck all the way over into my egg farm, I can remove 2 pieces of stone slabs, just here and here, and I am going to do this very simply of that, because if I do not need any more eggs than just 2 hoppers worth, because that holds 5, that holds another 5, so it's going to be 10 total. I will not need more than 10 stacks of eggs at a given period of time, unless I'm doing something particularly odd, in which case I can upgrade that in the future if I really need it. Next up, I am wanting to, let's do everything here in the main area for starts, in which case, if I go over here and duck over into my sugarcane area, I'm debating on how I want to do this, but I might want to actually, I might want to actually get up there and put in the hopper to, like, there. Like, if I put this here, and put it, like, not, oh man, how am I going to do this? This would be, very odd. But for example, if I wanted to do it, I would do it like that, and then I would have to move the snout down. So sugarcane wouldn't be dropping here anymore. I would have to look up and access a chest to get it all. In which case, that would be where the actual sugarcane comes from. Then, I would want to go to the 3rd floor for the iron. The iron won't be deposited down here. If I wanted to get my iron, I would have to go all the way up to the 3rd floor, in which case I do want to go all the way to the top to get to the 3rd floor. Kind of an important distinction. There we go. Then I want to run all the way this direction, and instead of dropping down into this water, it would drop down into that hopper. Then, going all the way back down, I would want to go all the way to the, let's say, the pigment farm, the gold farm, to start off with, in which case what I would want to do is go all the way down here and get to that area. And by the way, I'm going to be reorienting all of these hoppers here as after I do my first couple of tests, but I want to put that there. Boom, that should pick up all of the actual gold and rotten flesh. Then finally, if I run all the way over here for the actual pumpkins and the actual melons, I can put that here. Then, actually, I can, since I have a block on me, put this here, orientate it like that, and then put them like this, and it will collect in the middle. Then, I can put a chest where this wood block is right now, and that would be a little access area. I put it down after breaking it like a fool. So put that there, and then I can put this on this side, and put in the last 3 hoppers. And I can test that as of right after I break this block. In which case, boop, push that, and they should all fall down into these hoppers. In which case, if I look in this, yep, it's collecting all of them up. And if I hit it again, I make sure that I can get any missing picked up, in which case, this is sitting here because they can only pick up so fast, so this will be sucked up. Yep, they'll be sucked up once all of them are nice and stored, in which case I do the same for the pumpkins here. Shouldn't be as badly stopped up, because simply when I push a pumpkin, it won't, there isn't as many that spawn as there are from melons. So what I'm probably going to want to do is set up a little timer that I would set up here in the middle. It'll be a very short thing, so it'll be firing quite often because of that, but I don't think that's too big of a problem. So let's set that up right now, matter of fact, now that I think about it. Alright, I've set up the clock here. It's a bit fast moving, but I think that's perfectly fine for this farm. It just goes down and it connects to where the buttons used to hook up into the actual main farm itself over on these ends, and then goes up the stack slowly but surely, as you can see on this side. But if I were to come down here and make sure to top up that hole all the way up here, boop, you can see it has been working. So it has been gathering up resources here as I just kind of stand, and if I were to stand here, you can see that there's a little period of time in which the plant can grow in between. So there's just like these kind of waves that spread through here. I'm going to leave it here, like I'm going to empty out these hoppers and see how well it works. I'm just going to do that for the melons, because the pumpkins, the opposite of what I just said, and see how well it works, because I primarily use the pumpkins, I don't really use the melons for anything, so that little timer up there is going to be running for a while, in which case I am going to kind of just sit around in my world little AFK session and see how well each of the hoppers are going to be picking up all the resources from each of my farms. So I am going to get myself a little hovel, hide in it, and then be back with you guys with a little bit of a look over to see how well everything performed. Okay, I have been AFKing for quite some time now, so I'm willing to bet all the farms have gotten quite a bit of goods, so now I get to see how much gathering power each of it has, in which case the mob farm is completely filled up, spider farm has only a little bit of it, in there. That makes sense. Spider Farm not only is like a quarter of the mobs, they also have a hard time getting through the systems, so that makes a lot of sense. I don't even think I should probably check on the eggs, but I'm going to do that because 100% they're full. The chickens lay eggs at a ridiculously astonishing rate, so that is 100% full. And full and full. Yep, okay. Both of those are nice and full at the moment. Then we are going to have on the opposing end this way. I am willing to bet the pumpkins and melons aren't full. The melons maybe, but the pumpkins definitely not. I would be shocked if the pumpkins are full. So if I head this way and go in, I would be able to see if that is true. And yep, pumpkins are not full, while the melons, almost full. The melons are almost full. The pumpkins, not quite. It's only a stack. So, but a stack is still pretty good. More than I would have gotten from a normal AFK session, because I don't manage the pumpkins that much. While the gold, I got a little bit. A couple of nuggets is always better than none, so that's always good to see. And then finally is going to be the sugarcane and the iron, but I already checked the iron rates right before I started recording. Then I went, I probably should check this on camera, so probably I'm not going to go check the iron one. It was full, in case you're curious. The roses backed it up, so I just threw the roses out, so. But if I come over here and check this, and yep, that's full. Unsurprising. So now what I want to do off camera is I want to set up a system for each of these, in which case, for something like this, I'm going to have like a little chest that would hang down below here. Then for something like the actual sugarcane farm or something like that, I will, not the sugarcane farm, the actual like pumpkin melon farm, probably going to build up a wall, and there's going to be like a chest so I can walk up and access that. Eggs are probably going to stay the same, but for the mob farm I definitely need something. So I'm going to make some changes to each of these hopper things, so each of the systems actually look finished when I go to access them now. So I am going to go through and build up each of those, and be back with you guys with each of the farm's access points nice and finished. Alright, I went around the whole base and put in all of the actual chests and hopper systems. So going around here for the mob system, I connected a hopper thing around and set up a double chest to right here, so right next to the old water stream. You are now able to access a chest that is collecting all the items on this side, the exact same, except it's getting all of the miscellaneous mob drops, and it is just winding out around that side, and is following all the way in here to this chest. Then continuing a counterclockwise maneuver, so that way we mix things up. Go down here to the sugarcane, and you will see there's just a chest in the sky. However, there is something of special note here, in which case, if I were to do my usual drop down up there, I'm no longer able to fall down the chute, so I had to design a special thing over here, in which case I need to patch up a little bit. But I now need to design another drop down chute, because this drop down chute doesn't work anymore, so my little fast travel from the villager farm doesn't work, so I designed a new one right here. Going over here and up to the iron, this is probably one of the more complex ones that I had to do. So the system collection starts here, so it'll fall down onto this hopper, then it will go over here and down, in which case we have a little bit of interesting things. So a hopper connects to this one, well that hopper connects to this, that hopper connects to this hopper goes down to here, connects to this, and then each of these hoppers connect there. Now you might be wondering why I did it this way. Well, a hopper can pull from an item above it, even if it's a normal hopper. So what's actually happening here is this hopper is pulling from this hopper, this hopper is pulling from this hopper, this hopper is pulling from this hopper. But if this hopper were to ever become full, then it can't pull from this hopper anymore, meaning that this hopper will be pulling from this hopper, meaning this hopper will be filling up. So then, this hopper will fill up, then this hopper, 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 and this hopper, then this hopper, then this hopper. So, going around in this kind of weird, zigzaggy format, but that will make sure that the only time these will be overburdened with resources is that if all of these chests up front and all of the hoppers fill up, which is unlikely, but possible. So, unless I have, like, a multi-day long AFK session, that shouldn't be happening. In which case, here's how this looks. Those little gaps that I built in between these little crevices, those now have a little chest here. And you also might be wondering, how did I place chest next to chest? Well, the new trap chest, you're capable of placing chests beside trap chests. So what this actually is a trap chest. I'm just using it as a regular chest, so that way I can fill out an odd number section with chests. That's really about it. They're each singular chests. It would be better if they're double chests. I fully acknowledge that, but I just think singular chests look better in this instance. So, sacrificing a very minute amount of efficiency for look here. In which case, if I head all the way over here, we can see what I did with the melons and pumpkins. So going down this track and heading into this room here, we can see there's a flat wall with a chest. Which is, here are the pumpkins, here are the melons. So they are mostly unchanged. I just put up a new wall. Probably going to get rid of this button and put bookshelves in. So that way it's a little bit more cohesive. And also probably, like, maybe do something with this wall here. It feels a little flat, so I might change that up a little bit here. I'm not sure yet. Probably going to do something. Need to figure that out. In which case, finally, if I head over here, the only hopper system I didn't change was the egg one, in which case I didn't need to. I don't think I need to do anything special for the eggs. Is the gold one, in which case I simply redirected the hoppers and set up a chest right below it. So, probably could do something more special with this, but I feel this is completely fine. If I wanted to do anything more special, I'd probably just move this chest from here to here, then turn the hoppers sideways. That's probably the most special I'd be doing, but honestly, it's not important. This is a part of the base that I'm not going to very often, so don't need to worry about that too much. But, now it's time for me to continue AFKing this a little bit, but that's much more of an off-camera kind of thing. So, that's probably going to wind up being it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed what happened in today's episode. If you have any ideas of things you want to see me work on in the future, I'm quite excited for not only your prospects, but also getting more resources. So that way I can AFK a little bit more and get consistent resources, because having a nice consistent collection of iron is quite nice, so kind of happy about that. But anyways, if you guys have any suggestions for things you want to see me work on in the future, I'm always so happy to hear you guys' ideas. I have a billion things going on in this world, and I always want to see what you guys are open to seeing me work on. So that's going to be doing it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoy. That's going to be it for today's episode. See you guys in the next one. So, see ya. Bye!